hit save first when I went to erase the double upload and remove everything. So now we have to do this all over again. So I truly apologize.
In a truly composed manner from Michelle now, with a little makeup on. Okay.
Well, nobody even knows what the other one looks like
Oh,
anymore.
that.
It's all gone.
Scratch that then. Okay. Okay.
So, Michelle, you have breast cancer
Excuse me.
and you have a lesion on your brain.
Yes, I was diagnosed 14 months ago, and I started chemotherapy, and then I had some complications. They had to interrupt it, and I had COVID, so they had to interrupt it a little bit longer. I had COVID 3 times. So here I am, approximately 14 months later, and getting ready to restart the chemo at the Lever Center in Waterbury. I'm a Waterbury girl, and that's how I know Biff. So I called on my friend because I needed a spiritual cleansing and I needed some laying on of hands, and he's helped us in the past. So he was the first person I called when I started to feel this way.
So, you started chemo, but they've only given you one dose and you had an adverse effect, so they had to
To
stop.
Right, what happened was I had the first dose, it was fine. The chemo that I'm on, incidentally, I'm a nurse, so being a nurse and a patient is a terrible combination. But so I had the first dose. I have a port in, which is standard for anybody who has gone through this, God forbid. So the second dose, they pre-medicated me with the meds that are supposed to decrease, any complications. And when they hooked it up, I, in like 2 minutes, started to have a reaction. My heart rate went to 160, and I got like short of breath. And my body, I had like almost like a panic attack, but a physical manifestation of it. That's essentially what it felt like. But the physical symptoms were frightening. So they had to stop the dose immediately. So essentially, I got one dose of chemo that was supposed to go for a total of 3 months to complete my chemos for the type of breast cancer that I've been diagnosed with. So I might have gotten maybe 50 cc's, which is a little bit like over a couple teaspoons of the second dose, and they had to stop it immediately. And I had to recover. I had to get re-cleared by cardiologist. It took a little time. I'm good to go and restart, but the delay, unfortunately, has led to me having some additional issues with a lesion in my head, and they see a couple suspicious spots on some of my bones, but they're not too sure about that. But anyways, that's where we are now.
So, all in all, you've had cancer for how long now?
Well, it's actually a little bit closer to 2 years because by the time I got the port in and started,
Currently getting treatment?
okay, well, I'm getting treatment at the Lever Center, but because I want to make sure that I have the care I need, I'm at Beacon Brook. It's a facility in Naugatuck. Not too many people know that because I like my privacy, and I have friends that work here. So instead of trying to manage my own care, they know how to take care of me.
So, you decided after 2 years to reach out to me and you did a
Right,
little private behind the
right.
scenes chat and you reached out to me and our buddy Bren.
Right, because once again, my mother passed away 2.5 years ago, sadly from cancer too, but it was a rapid occurrence. She was diagnosed and passed within 3 months, so we were spiritually fractured. So I reached out to Biff and Bren to help repair us spiritually because my family was just a wreck. And of course, me being diagnosed, less than 3 or around 3 years after my mother, then it's been really tough, and I know a lot of you understand that. So that's where I am right at this point.
So, you reached out to me this morning and here I am this afternoon.
Of course, it's, yeah. How quick did you get there when I reached out to you the last time? It was
Pretty.
the same amount of time. And you came how many days in a row when we started?
Right?
Yeah, and then he brought Brett into the fold, who we really connected with right off the bat because she's another gift from God.
So when I got here, we chatted for about 20 minutes, and then I went straight into laying my hands on top of your head where the lesion is in your brain. And what did you start to feel?
Well, I started to cry. And it got progressively more profound, and I just felt like this building up. I described it in the last testimonial that I felt like inside me I had a balloon filled with like a toxic poison that was like expanding, expanding. And when Biff or Steve laid his hands on my head, I started to feel like he had popped the balloon, and it was just the toxic poison was kind of hissing out. And I started to feel warm. It went from my head down, but it also went from my feet up. Uh, just it feels like a cleansing, and it feels like a spiritual energy. Somewhere during it, while I had my eyes closed and was crying, God sent me a message to put my hands on Biff. So I grabbed his hands, and then I felt very anchored. So I started to feel like I had energy flowing through where our hands and arms were touching, and then the energy. It feels almost like if somebody cracked an egg on your head, and you know how it just kind of goes down. That's what I can describe it as. That's the most akin to that type of phenomena.
And then when I removed my hands from your head, what did you say that you saw in the room? How did the room appear?
So I felt like a sense of euphoria. I said to Biff that I felt almost like I had taken some like great hallucinogenic, and the room had, and it actually still has. It's unbelievable. It's like a glowing gold cast. It's like everything around me is like I don't know. It's like pulsating with like a light or a feeling. It's like nothing I've ever experienced. So I apologize if my description is kind of off kilter, but I feel like I'm almost like under a glowing veil, and everything I see it through is just soft light and golden. So I said to I said to Biff, if I'm knocking on heaven's door, then it's not a bad thing, and I feel like I'm one step away from that. If feeling of being like close to heaven, so it's a great feeling.
So then I asked you if they had Wi-Fi, and you got up on your feet, and you're like, "Oh my God, I feel so great! I don't even think I'm going to take my cane with you." Then you laughed, and you're like, "That's not a brilliant idea. I'll take it with me
I
anyhow."
I know. Well, as Biff knows, I had a bunch of spinal surgeries, not due to nursing, but I had scoliosis. So he did lay hands on me in the past to help heal me with my chronic back issues. But now, because of the cancer, I still have the chronic back issues, and it's affected my knees. But I have the acute pain in my head, in my breast, and in one spot in my back. So, with the combination of the two pains, my pain level has been pretty high. I'm taking some medication. I took my medication, it was like at a 7. Those of you who know the pain scale know that that's a crappy number. The medication helped me down to a 5. And then when Biff did his thing, my pain level went down, I said to 1 or 2. And I have never been at that level in years. I never remember having a pain level that low. And, I feel like I could walk around and just kind of have pep in my step. I still have to be careful and use my cane because the staff will kill me and I give them enough problem. And I don't want to undo Biff's miracle work.
All right, so hopefully I am not going to. If this tries to show me that it's double uploading, I am just going to let it do whatever the hell it wants to do, heck it wants to do, and I'm not going to delete the second uploading to erase everything so that we don't have to do this again. God bless you. Thank you for your testimonial. Oh, and what would you say to people that are naysayers of this gift?
First of all, he's my friend, and I'm very clear about that. But I don't know much, but I know that certain people are put on earth as angels from heaven and are on a higher vibration. On my mother and father's souls in heaven, I know this to be true as I take my next breath.
So the gifts are real. Is that what you're getting at?
100%. Yeah.
God bless you, and thank you for the testimonial.
Have a wonderful day. God bless everybody. Oh, my Biffy boy. I know you're tired, but I'm